Mercedes-Benz so-called autonomous driving, which you can actually buy today, it's incredibly dangerous. In fact, it turns off completely if the cameras see sunlight. If you are not following another car, it also turns off. And if you're not paying attention, it will launch you off a cliff, as has been proven in numerous videos on many occasions. But Mercedes-Benz are throwing shade at Tesla. They say that Tesla's full self-driving really is not what should be done. It's bad for the world, bad for the industry, and honestly, just all round bad. Here's what they actually said. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Mercedes executives were here in Australia, and they had some interesting things to say about Tesla's full self-driving. Now, they didn't use the word Tesla, but it was obvious what they were talking about. And the truth is, guys, Mercedes-Benz full self-driving systems, which you can buy, like I said, they are apparently amazing. Mercedes-Benz says that it has level 3 advanced driver systems that mean you can do nothing and just sit there. In reality, as we've seen in a couple of YouTube videos recently, they're very dangerous. Now, a lot of the media have said that about Tesla's EVs. It's true that there's been situations where full self-driving has caused accidents in Tesla vehicles. There's no doubt about it. That's a pretty established fact. It's really good now. I mean, it's way better than what it used to be. So full self-driving for Tesla has changed drastically. But when it comes to Mercedes-Benz, for some reason, the media are staying completely quiet. They're giving it huge marks, saying it's excellent. But guys, I watched a video recently that I reported on immediately because it was someone testing Mercedes-Benz full self-driving. They had to follow a Tesla because you have to follow another car, and then you can just sit there. Now, the problem is there was 44 interventions needed. None for the Tesla vehicle, as in basically over an 18-minute drive, no traffic lights, no turning needed, no overtaking, nothing, just driving along a road. It was a curvy road. That's all the Mercedes-Benz had to do. And 44 times, the people in the Mercedes-Benz in 18 minutes had to stop, basically take over because the vehicle wanted to drive them off a cliff or drive them into the other side of the street, the other side of the road. So the key point here is, why would you throw shade when your full self-driving system is, to be honest, it's shithouse? Why would you throw shade at someone else who has a system that actually is pretty good and is, key word here, improving consistently? Now, is Tesla's full self-driving perfect? No, not yet. I think that's pretty clear. Anyhow, while speaking with Australian reporters, Mercedes-Benz's Intelligent Drive event in Melbourne, a guy called Jochen Harb, who heads Mercedes' autonomous driving, stated that the rollout of advanced driver assist systems must be a step-by-step process. He said that by doing so, consumers will build trust in the product. He says the company, or Tesla, are over-promising and under-delivering, and therefore consumers' confidence in autonomous driving is declining. So he's basically blaming Tesla for consumers not having confidence in this kind of software. Realistically, guys, I mean, there's a lot of cars now that you can drive, right? Hands-free, heaps of different models of heaps of different brands. Every one of them, though, has the need for interventions. There are none of them that drive perfectly. If there was, we'd all be talking about it. We'd be saying, wow, look at this, this is the holy grail. They've achieved full self-driving. It hasn't happened yet. So I'm not sure about these claims because everyone's doing this. It's not just Tesla that has these sorts of features. Blue Cruise, what's that? What about Cruise for General Motors? Every car manufacturer has their own version. Rolling out autonomous capabilities, said Mercedes-Benz, should be a step-by-step approach. Do it slowly, but do it the right way. Build trust, build confidence. We're concerned about others. Let's say promising too much. In other words, he's referencing Tesla, of course. That's not the way we approach things. The problem is if things are overpromised or do underperform, even if it's very seldom, the entire trust in autonomous driving itself loses confidence, and that's a bad thing. I'm curious, guys, if you have Mercedes-Benz so-called full self-driving, or their level 3, they claim it's the only full self-driving in the world. If you have that technology, I'm curious to know how confident are you in the product, specifically when you know that there's so many parameters that it doesn't operate in. There's so few situations where you can actually really use it. But Mercedes-Benz, they told you when you bought the car you had they told you had level 3, right? Driving. Only one in the world, the only car in the world with level 3. That's what they told you. Did you know that when you bought that car, that actually about 90% of the time the system was not going to work? The Mercedes-Benz executive described how the veteran car maker rolls out its advanced driver assist solutions. He said that it is a point to do a lot of testing before they release updates to consumers. By the way, guys, Mercedes-Benz did just do a recall. They've just reminded me of this. They just did a recall. They said that there's a problem with their EVs, something to do with the motors, and all you got to do is an over-the-air software update, right? Sounds great, but here's the thing. Is it really an over-the-air software update if Mercedes-Benz then tell you you have to take your car to the dealership to do a so-called over-the-air update? I'm sure it sounds like I'm ragging on Mercedes-Benz here, but everything I've said so far is entirely factual. So is this a company that is under-promising and over-delivering? I don't think so, guys. That's a pain in the ass to take your car to Mercedes-Benz to do a so-called over-the-air update, which they said should be able to be done at your home, but now it can't be. Anyhow, Mercedes went on to say that the automaker uses no beta testers on the road outside company employees. This is very different from Tesla's strategy, which has been using real-world data from its customers to improve autopilot and full self-driving. We deal with the risk and then we take the step. We do field validation. We act as if we're the customers. We do up to 1 million kilometers, 621,000 miles with a new system before we give it to the customer. We don't have beta testers on the road from outside our company. We have beta testers and they're Mercedes employees and only in the late stage. Now I'm curious, guys, is this guy really paying attention to what everyone else is saying? Everyone's saying it's the 1% of cases that are the problem for these systems. If Mercedes-Benz says we do up to 1 million kilometers or up to 620,000 miles of testing, is that anywhere near enough to get those edge cases, to be able to iron out those edge cases? I don't really understand what he's saying here. Like, why is this a positive? Why is doing up to 1 million kilometers of testing a positive? I mean, we know that other systems have been trained for many, many millions of miles, much, much more than that. Mercedes said they're not even developers in the early stages, referring to the people testing their cars. They're trained drivers. They're skilled engineers or testing drivers, and then eventually, as it matures, we even have factory workers, cooks, security. It's an incentive program, actually, but we have measuring devices in the car, so we always know what's going on. Tesla already said this: Mercedes-Benz's Drive Pilot is a level 3 autonomous driving suite that is available to consumers in select areas. While Drive Pilot exceeds full self-driving, or Tesla's full self-driving, in the way that it is a so-called level 3 system, it is quite limited. It only works in clear weather, during the day, and only on specific freeways in California and Nevada in the United States. It also only works when the vehicle is traveling less than 40 miles an hour, and above, I believe, 15 miles an hour. In comparison, Tesla's full self-driving is designed to work anywhere, conditions, including inner city streets, anytime, and in most weather conditions. And by the way, Tesla's vehicles, they aren't required to follow another car. If Mercedes-Benz, if their cars are not able to follow another car, the system then turns off. Yeah, I rest my case. Thanks for watching.